Ever since the earnings call, the media pundits and analysts, and you know how much I appreciate all of them, and even some within the Tesla community who give their views on other YouTube channels or on X, have been putting forth some or all of the following six narratives that are all completely nonsense. My goal here today is to clear these up beyond any reasonable argument and turn you guys loose to go out and battle this nonsense wherever you find it, wherever you can comment, wherever you can post in order to turn this stuff around. This is Randy Kirk. And just a reminder, really quick, I've got a really good special right now on the Cybertruck bottle opener at $65 for three. Okay, that's going to be the best price ever. Never going to be less than that. Anyway, I'll talk about that more later. So you hit like, you hit subscribe, you hit notify, and you want to hit notify because later today, you're going to have the Tesla news on Saturday. I'm the only guy that does that. So if you want to see what's happening with Tesla over the 24 hours between when Rob Maurer gets done telling the news on Friday and when I report it on Saturday afternoon, then that's the only place you're going to find it. Then, of course, Sunday night, I have my regular Sunday night show, which continues to be one of the most popular of the week. And that's where we talk about the week coming up. And you're not going to want to miss that show because this week we're going to be talking about the PCE, which is the Fed's, favorite tool. All right. And based on where we were as I was recording this on Friday, it looks like the bonds have not been able to penetrate the 5% interest rate yield. And so that's a good thing. And the PCE might cause that to collapse quite a bit further as folks begin to see that, no, we're not going up further. Inflation is dying completely. Anyway, that's for later. Anyway, that's for Sunday night. We'll have that conversation. All right. Let's talk about, join Patreon. Thank you so much. So many people. I'm finally getting up to where we're the 125 that I wanted last month. Looks like we're going to get that this month and maybe more. Looks like we might be getting up to 130, 140. All right. So number one, Tesla is slowing down. These are the statements. These are the headlines, and I'll show you. Here's the first one. The first myth. Tesla is slowing down the introduction of the Generation 3 vehicle. One of the many headlines on this was from Axios. Tesla Cybertruck is nearly here, but Model 2 looks like far off. Then Sawyer Merritt had this up. He's not saying that this is happening. He says, not once yesterday did Tesla or Elon say that they were delaying the next generation vehicle. In their slide deck, they said, we continue to make progress on our next generation platform. Joe Tegmeyer says the assembly line for this project, including much of the equipment, is already in place, are being assembled now. So they should be confident. All right. Do I need to say more? I got somebody with eyes on the ground saying the equipment's going in place. I've got somebody who's close to Elon, probably gets more conversation on X than anybody else, Sawyer Merritt. He was paying super close attention the other day. If you don't agree with me, put it in the comments below. No, the Gen 3 vehicle, that's the way I like to refer to it. The Gen 3 vehicle, our vehicles are full speed ahead. They're going to make them in Austin, no doubt in my mind. And they'll eventually make them in Mexico too. But initially, it's coming out of Austin, and there is no slowdown in the process on that. All right, number two myth that's come up this week. Tesla won't be making serious numbers of Cybertrucks until 2025. One such headline from Auto Week said, Musk says no volume production for Tesla Cybertruck until 2025. Even their own article, this article from Auto Week, in the article it goes on to say, Elon Musk said production will not reach capacity next year. So misleading. So the ramp for any new vehicle, I don't care what vehicle, any new vehicle, I don't care, is Ford, General Motors, pick pick the company, even for BYD, some of these Chinese makers that are pretty fast. It takes 12 months. Okay, if everything goes great from the time that you start to the time you finish, it takes 12 months minimum, and 18 months, as Elon said in great detail. Sometimes it'll take 18 months if you're dealing with completely new processes, procedures, materials, stuff that you just haven't done before. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into this Cybertruck that's been done lots of times before. Some of the motors and some of the the cooling systems and whatnot, although they'll probably be routed differently and all that. So anyway, he's saying it might take 18 months to get fully ramped. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be making a lot of Cybertrucks in 2024. Of course they will be. If they're going to be at the level of doing 5,000 a week by, say, April, May of 2025, they're going to have to be making 2,000, 3,000 a week by the end of 2024. So will it be 75,000 next year? Will it be 100,000 next year? Will it be 150,000 next year? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think the engineers know. I don't think Elon knows. Nobody knows how many they're going to make in 2024. And they don't know which month they'll get fully ramped to 5,000 a week either. So nonsense. All right. Hope that helps. Make your comments down below if you think I missed something. All right, number 3, Tesla's near term is quite challenging. For instance, Colin Langan from Wells Fargo Senior Equity says, he used both of the above myths to wonder where increasing volumes will come from if the Cybertruck and the Gen 3 vehicle are delayed. There's no delay. No delay on Cybertruck, no delay on Gen 3 vehicles. We've already talked about those two. He has no mention in the article about energy or other lines of significant growth. He's modeling only a 20% growth in 2024 or that would be 360,000 additional cars in 2024. While that would be pretty good for other companies to add 360,000 cars in 1 year, it would hurt the story for Tesla. However, there's nothing in the call to even suggest that they would miss their 50% CAGR in 2024. To be fair, the rest of his analysis was so bad that it wasn't shocking that he'd be so wrong on this part. However, I think there are plenty of analysts who believe this myth. So let's look at it factory by factory. We already know that Shanghai can do 1.1 million. We already know that Fremont can do 600,000. Now, will they make exactly 1.1 or be over? Will Fremont be exactly 600 plus or minus? We don't know exactly, but those are the numbers. And with the Model S revisions, both factories should be making them a little bit faster. So now let's say you get 600,000 between Austin and Berlin. That would only be slightly more than what they're doing now because they're up somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 a week. So I think we can get to 300,000 each easily next year. So now you're at 2.3 million. That's 500,000 more, not 350,000 more. That's 500,000 more. We haven't even talked about Cybertruck yet. So add another 70 for Cybertruck. Now you're at 2.4 million. That's a 33% increase. And within spitting distance of the 50% CAGR that they need for 2.5, they would have to do 2.53, 2,530,000. And what I just laid out would be 2,400,000. So you're only 130,000 off. If the economy gets rosier, Austin and Berlin will ramp faster. I'm 100% positive. All right, number 4. And in fact, one of the things would just be that the new Model 3 would sell really, really well. And they would say, okay, we need to find a way to make lots more of those. Number 4, the third quarter, this is the fourth myth. Third quarter is proof that Tesla is really just a car company. This is from Fortune magazine. If I was Stephen Mark Ryan, I guess I'd call it Unfortunate magazine. Tesla's poor Q3 numbers show it's not a tech juggernaut, but a struggling car company. Bernstein analyst Tony Sacagini, I can't pronounce his name. You know who he is. To justify, this is not part of the Fortune article. This is a separate one. To justify Tesla's stock price, investors have to believe it can achieve very high volumes and high operational margins, akin to technology or software companies, not traditional auto companies. Tesla is increasingly looking like a regular auto company. Well, Elon actually put up lots of laughing out loud emoji on that one. That's how ridiculous that statement is. Here's the crux of his argument. Tesla's got a problem here, and that the cash flow from operations it generates from revenues, less expenses keeps dropping, and its capex keeps rapidly rising. The upshot is that Tesla clinches less and less free cash flow and more factories and other assets. And then he compares it to Apple. Of course, this is not the case today. I guess he's just suffering a bad case of myopia, and he's not that great at hearing either, since also in the call, energy profits at some 500 million per quarter and growing. Compute doubling quarter over quarter. Largest EV charging network worldwide and growing really fast. And then, there's Optimus. And there's maybe Dojo as a service. And then there's robo-taxis. And I could go on and on, but you already know the list. All right, number 5. Melancholic. Elon Musk dashes hopes for Tesla in 2024. That's also from Unfortunate Magazine. This one is so nonsensical, I hated to even list it. Elon talked about advances in compute, advances in AI, advances in Optimus, self-driving, and there was no surprise about the time to ramp Cybertruck. Anybody with a brain would know that it's probably going to take 18 months to fully ramp. Moreover, he said Gen 3 cars moving right along. Then there was the news on the batteries and energy that didn't seem anywhere close to dashed hopes to me. Number 6, declining BEV interest. Oh, really? Morgan Stanley is warning in a new note on slowing demand for electric cars. Morgan Stanley is not seeing the demand for electric cars. Does he know that worldwide it's up 70%, or going to be up probably 70% this year? Certainly well over 50, but might reach 70% in 2023. The demand for Tesla in 2024 is not in question. The question is whether they sell another 300,000, 500,000, or 700,000 in 2024. In a great economy, maybe the entire 700,000. They'll probably sell 500,000 easily. But it's in a horrible set of economic circumstances, it might be less. No matter how you slice it, this cannot be described as falling demand. This is increasing demand. Demand is there. We're increasing. 300,000 would be like the minimum. Even in this story, they were talking about a 20% increase. That's not decreasing demand. Anyway, maybe a decreasing rate of increasing demand. I don't know. This is the kind of nonsense. So this is what I've been seeing for the last 2 or 3 days. I'm sure you've been seeing some of this stuff also. So I just want, these are my 6, there they are. Okay, so you know what to do. If you haven't already liked, hit the like and hit the subscribe and hit the notify so that you'll be notified about tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. That would be, this is actually, you're watching this on Saturday morning. So Saturday afternoon, you want to see the news. That's why you want to hit notify, and the Sunday night show. Now, there will be a great show on Sunday morning as well. Pretty sure it's going to be the 19 positive things that came out of the earnings call. Not 100% sure. Haven't 100% sure decided on that one. Okay. And then yesterday, there was I couldn't believe the numbers on the video that came out of the Brian Wong story. And so you might want to go take a look at that. I will put a card, hopefully, right here. That's what is supposed to happen. Anyway, let's talk about, I want to talk about, first of all, we need to talk about Patreon. I really believe that what people are getting right now on Patreon is worth the $5. Okay. It's probably even worth 10. It might be worth a lot more than that, but given what people are paying right now for things, I think 5 to 10. You realize I am able to go through paywalls. There's a bunch of paywalls that you're not paying for. Wall Street Journal, Fortune, etc. I'm going through all those paywalls. I am spending 40 hours a week at least doing this. So I'm finding stuff that you're not going to see. Now, yeah, you're going to see most of the main stories. If you watch me 2 or 3 times a day, hopefully you watch me 3 times a day, every single day. What's wrong with you that you're not doing that? But on Patreon, you're going to get it like that. As soon as I see it and I think it's newsworthy, boom, I'm going to shoot it up there. All right. So, but not a bunch of times, not like so much that it's going to be irritating. So, Patreon, $5 a month. You get 7 days for free. And you also get a free audiobook when you join at that $5 level. All right. If you join at the $10 level, you can get, I don't have one. I don't know where I did it. I don't know where my Cybertruck. Well, there's one right there. That's right. So you get the Cybertruck bottle opener for free, or you get 2 free audiobooks. So that's a good deal. And then if you don't want to join Patreon, then, and by the way, all the information's below in the description. You just click on Patreon, boom, takes you right there. And then if you don't want to join Patreon, but you do want a Cybertruck bottle opener, well, you can go on Amazon. Somebody actually sent me a thing yesterday, say, hey, I want to go on Amazon and buy it. He wanted to pay the extra $5. By the way, I make more money when you do it direct. You save money and I save money, and I make money. Do it direct if you can, okay? Right now, the deal is 1 is $25, 2 is $45, and 3 now is $65. I found a way to do 3 for $65. That's a really good deal for you and a really good deal for me. If you're out of the country, please add $20. Please remember to put camo or stainless steel. All right, that's all I got for you right now. It's been great talking to you.
Click the link below to get your paperback, Kindle, or audiobook now.